Hello there. These are tools that I bought at flea markets. I paid like I think $6 for this and $2.50 for that, $2.50 for that, $1 for that, and I think $4 for these. Um, a lot of times what you'll find is that if you look really carefully, you can get really nice tools that just need like a little cleanup, a little rehab kind of thing going on. Uh, All four of these tools are US made tools. This is a Craftsman USA, and so is this. This is a Klein, and this is a USA Crescent. This is, I believe, made in Taiwan Crescent, but I mean, it's a good quality tool. So what I want to do is I want to try to clean these up. I want to kind of try to clean the rust off of them. This has not really got a lot of rust, it's just some dark where it's turned dark, but I want to try to like take a brush and clean out that mess, that kind of thing. So we'll just start here with these. See what I can do to just clean that out a bit. These are nice pliers. They're nice slip joints. If you look at them, they're really well made. They're just nice tools. And they cost me $2.50. That's what they cost. And a little bit of cleanup time, which I'm going to enjoy anyway. I'm going to try to take all the rust off. Now, what I could do, I could put them on a wire wheel. I've got I don't have a buffing, wire, a bench grinder with a wire wheel on it. I don't have that. But what I do have is an angle grinder that I could just basically clamp in a vise. You say, oh, that's dangerous. Well, maybe. But I have done it before without any issues. And I would do it again. Put a wire wheel on that if I wanted to. But I'm not trying to make these look brand new. They're not brand new. They're vintage tools. I don't know how vintage that is, but these three here are vintage tools. They don't make these in the U.S. anymore, I don't believe. They're not the Crescents. Channel lock, yeah, not Crescent. So what I want to do is clean them up as much as I can. Maybe put a little oil on them, that kind of thing. And put them into use. Because there's still plenty of life left on these. You look on these tools. If you look at these pliers, I mean, that's a beautifully made pair of pliers. The teeth are all still solid. If you look at what I've done here and what that looks like, you'll see that that's a vast improvement and probably way more than I need to make the tool ready for use. But I like it because if you look at this and you look at the jaws, this is kind of more modern looking. You can grab bolts with that, strip bolts and stuff like that, or bolts that have the head stripped off of them, things like that. With these pliers, they're made really well. And I also don't want to put these in like on a grinding wheel because honestly, I want to keep that Craftsman branding on these. The Craftsman USA branding, I want to keep on here. I don't want it to go away. So now what I'm going to do, I'll take some steel wool. And do a number on them this way. I actually want to clean this out first. And this is just a brass brush. There's no oil on it or anything like that, although I will oil this tool, these tools. But they're not, I'm just going to clean up the tool, clean up the handle as best I can. Best I can, and put these back into use. And you can find good quality tools. You don't have to own junk. Okay, you can buy some cheaper tools to start off with, and slowly upgrade your tools to better ones, better vintage ones. And you don't have to do like me. Like, I do it very slow because I do it at local flea markets. You could go online to eBay or someplace like that, some type of auction site. eBay would be the biggest one that I could think of. But you could go on eBay and, you know, you could buy old vintage tools at cheap prices if you wanted to. I don't do eBay. And probably never will. So that's not, besides I like flea market hunting and things like that. I'm kind of old school. But I mean, if you look at these pliers now, the metal is fairly clean. Not any rust that I can see. There might be a little right there, but I'll get that out. Take the wire brush, and it's gone. So I mean, those are pretty clean like that, right? So now what I'm going to do, I watched a guy named the Tool Bandit. He said that he uses these to clean the handles on tools, old tools. He says it does a good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a whirl. And see if I can get any out of here. What it does. It doesn't matter. They will work with the handles dirty, but I'd rather clean them up if I could. And that's doing a pretty good job. That's working pretty nice, actually. It's not taking every little drop off, but I mean, compare that to that, I'd say they work pretty good. Pretty good. But I think my container's not quite as moist as it could be. So let's get in here a little bit further into the, let's try this. That seems to be doing a fairly decent job. Very nice. That's a whole lot better than they were. I mean, you're going to get them dirty again, but I would still want to try to clean them off if I could. It makes sense to clean your tools and keep them clean if you can. Particularly if you spend a lot of money on them. I don't spend a lot of money. Well, what most people would consider a lot of money. And those look pretty doggone good. But to me, that's a lot of money. Alright, I think these are probably as clean as I'm going to get them. And they are way more than serviceable. And they will probably last me the rest of my life. And work just fine. So, those are done. I'm going to set these apart. Now, these I already cleaned up. I was just showing you that I found these. And they're 10-inch crescent, USA made. Shell-out style, or plumbing pliers, whatever you want to call them. Water heater pliers, I think, is what a lot of people, or a lot of sellers, or something like that, what they call them. So that actually cleaned a lot more off of there. I just thought I'd try it and see. Because I didn't clean these with this stuff. I cleaned these with this soap. So that was fun. It cleaned off the plier a little bit more. I'll take that. I like the way these things smell too. They're all citrusy fresh. So those are ready. They got a little wear on them. I mean, I did a video. I don't know if I've posted it yet or not. But yeah, that'll work.